All right, hello. Welcome back to Daily Update on my 1000 Days Challenge. This is day 341, so let's get things started. So first and foremost, there's a further drop in terms of my main trading account setup. You will see over here, I've been stopped out in terms of the Ethereum itself. So yeah, it's bounced towards the upside and my short was stopped out once again. So do bear in mind that as I'm trading a trend following strategy right now, it does a little bit choppy, but because it's a very systematic approach, I still stick to the trend in this particular manner itself. All right. So otherwise, if you look in terms of the market structure update itself, the US market does tentatively still looks to be bullish, even though we are facing potentially some sort of consolidation or pullback, if you look in terms of the daily candlestick closing itself. So do bear in mind that, yeah, you see this kind of exhaustion kind of candlestick. So it's very much potential that we could have seen some sort of retracement. And even if we do face some sort of retracement, it's still not the end of the world. So yes, potentially people could be taking profit, traders could be taking profit. But let's see how things goes about it. So same thing you see over at Nasdaq itself, we are seeing potential sign of exhaustion itself. Yeah, because we've been climbing consecutive to the high since I think on 16th of June. So that's for like more than half of the month. We have been climbing consecutively on a daily basis since 21 days. If you take away the week, ends is 14 bars, so that's 3 weeks itself. All right, so having said that, AS Asia definitely did has a very bearish break and closed below the 200 simple moving average yesterday, but right now actually bounced very strongly above it, so it's not exactly a very bad sign, I would say, because I would expect it to continue lower, but it seems like KWEB or the tech stocks definitely are heavily hit with the news of DD itself in terms of the IPO, the launch, and the affecting of how China government could be impacting on the further China tech stocks itself. Definitely looks to be a mid-term kind of bearish momentum rather than a short-term kind of momentum. But of course, whenever if you do react to news itself, generally it's a little bit too late. So yes, even though I do see that price could very much reach into this $54, $58 region, do bear in mind that if you do sell over here, which could be a potentially good move when it comes to trading, but of course, KWEB is not to be a tradable kind of instrument unless you do trade intraday rather than on a swing trade, simply because of the gaps you have. Then the problem here is that even if you do sell over here, you have to be very cautious to buy right back over here, and your potential profit is actually not very high, just maybe another 10% drop. I'm not saying that this will definitely be the absolute bottom, but to me, it will be a very much likely bottom itself. And even if we do drop towards the all-time low, which happens if we move in terms of the monthly chart itself, since the start of the KWEB in the 2014 itself, we could very much do have a very large drop. You can see from over here, we have a very large consecutive drop for how many percent itself? So almost a 40% drop itself. So now this is the end of the world. If you look in terms of here wise, we really have a 30% drop. So if we do drop over here to say a 40% drop, or even to here, which is a 44 or 45% drop itself, you're still not going to have very much of an upside if you drop over here. So in the very best, you're getting, say, maybe a 10 to 15 or 20% discount. So that's not something I'm very eager for when it comes to investment. But when it comes to trading wise, yes, because I could have a very tight little stop loss, and my risk to reward could be 2 times, 3 times, or 4 times the risk that I'm risking itself. So that's a very different ball game itself. All right, so with that said, yeah, I'll move on to Bitcoin. And looking at Bitcoin itself, things looks to be a little bit consolidating itself, which is a good sign of a potential break towards the upside. Not saying that it has to happen, but you can see that even with S&P 500 and Nasdaq, it goes to show that the Bitcoin is losing a little bit of correlation with the US market, which is definitely a great thing. And you can see that the impact of China's things may not be a very strong impact in the long or midterm moving forward itself. So this has already been discounted for. So I do lean towards bullish momentum, but short-term wise, we still look towards bearish side of things, as long as we do not break this 50 simple moving average on a daily chart. So on the 4-hourly chart, like I mentioned, I'm still in terms of the short setup, nothing has changed. You can see we've been rejected here, rejected here, rejected here. But we can see if you look in terms of my chart wise, it's a very nice pattern itself, and also especially if you look in terms of daily chart, it's a very nice triangle pattern itself that's very much likely to break either today or tomorrow itself. So I do expect volatility to pick up, as we've been shrinking volatility for the past since 30th June, so that's almost like 7 days or 1 week itself. So yeah, let's see how price react to it. We could go towards here to 38K, or you could revisit this 30K and break below that in any case. So yep, so with that said, I'll stick to my trade. No new trade I'll be looking to set up. Of course, with price below there, I'm still tentatively a little bit more bearish in terms of short-term wise. But yeah, this could definitely be a very nice move, like if we just look in terms of here just as well. All right, so with that said, I've come to the end of today. If you guys have any questions, feel free to drop by your comments below. Otherwise, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Take care. Bye-bye.